Welcome to Dover International Speedway for today's race as we start the playoffs in Season 1 here. 16 drivers still have a chance at winning the championship. 8 drivers have already won this season. 8 more made it into the playoffs on points. Here are your round of 16 standings as we stand before the race starts. You see here we have Kevin Harvick through Denny Hamlin all having a win in the regular season. And lower down the standings, Kyle Busch through Clint Bowyer, all of whom have not won this season but made it through with enough points, beating out Mark Truex Jr. and Matt Kenseth to win the playoffs. As we come here are your ones to watch for today's race. Kevin Harvick is your pole sitter. It's also worth noting that we have a new qualifying procedure now. Brad Keselowski is the last guy who won at Dover earlier this year. Jeff Gordon won last week's race at Richmond, so he's coming in with a bit of momentum, and Matt Kenseth barely missed the playoffs, came in with a great chance to make it through Richmond, but didn't. Let's get this race rolling off. As we have here your starting lineup. We have Kevin Harvick and Sam Harris Jr. on the front row. Row 2, Casey Kane and Greg Biffle. Row 3, Ryan Blaney and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Row 4, Austin Dillon and Clint Bowyer. Row 5, David Reagan and Carl Edwards. Row 6, Regan Smith and Matt Kenseth. Row 7, Tony Stewart and Danica Patrick. Row 8, Joey Logano and Kyle Larson. Row 9, Brad Keselowski and Casey Mears. Row 10, Jimmy Johnson, Jeb Burton. Row 11, Cole Witt and Ryan Newman. Row 12, Jamie McMurray and Kyle Busch. Row 13, Jeff Gordon and Ty Dillon. Row 14, David Reagan, Kurt Busch. Row 15, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. Row 16, Eric Almirola and Paul Menard. Row 17, Trevor Bayne and Bobby Labonte. Row 18, AJ Allmendinger and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Row 19, Justin Allgaier and Landon Castle. And in the very back, Matt DiBenedetto and Michael McDowell on row 20. With David Gilliland, Michael Annett, and JJ Yeley all not making it into the race. So we have here your keys to the race today. 18 laps. Those playoffs begin today. And is it possible that we might start these playoffs with a little bit of chaos? Let's find out as we are ready to get green here, or go under green here at Dover. Green flag is out and we are underway. So we have Kevin Harvick looking like he's going to lead the first lap. Already, the second place position starter Sam Harris Jr. has fallen back to like 8th place or so. So we have Greg Biffle here trying to jump up into second. He will clear Ryan Blaney for the position. He's now going to try to go for first on Kevin Harvick. So we come here to lap 3. They're going to be side by side going into the corner. And they touch! They crash on the backstretch. Leaders wreck each other out. Playoff drivers, for that matter. Biffle and Harvick are going to be out of this race. Could be out of the playoffs if they don't have a good race next week at the Roval. So we have here the replay of the incident. Greg Biffle got a little too aggressive on the inside of Kevin Harvick, it looks like. Got into the side of him. They both got into the wall. Greg Biffle then crossed the track. Ryan Blaney and Austin Dillon and the like are so lucky that they did not get hit there. So this had the potential to be a 4 or even 5 car wreck. But as we have here, just 2 drivers out of this race. About ready to get back going green again. Let's go to the first lane selection choose rule of the day. So you have Ryan Blaney picking the inside, Austin Dillon picking the outside. Further back in the field, drivers just picking whichever line has fewer drivers in it. As we see, many of our playoff drivers have already made their way through some of the field. Here is this week's sponsor for today's race, the Nuttleman Brothers Racing. The link to their channel is in the description of this video. Alright, now we've gone through all of that, it's time to get going once again. Green flag is out here at Dover, lap 5 of 18. Ryan Blaney now leads his race. Carl Edwards goes down the middle, he's going to lose multiple spots. You see Tony Stewart going around him on the inside. Matt Kenseth trying to get around Austin Dillon on the inside. We have a flyby of the field here. Matt Kenseth appears to be trying to clear Austin Dillon, and he has done so. You see now Clint Boyer will be attacking Austin Dillon on the outside line. Inside line through the corners is definitely the way to go around this track. As we see, lap traffic is about to come into play. Here, 4 laps into the run. Ty Dillon is currently the last running driver in the field, and he has been lapped here on lap 9 of 19, or 18. As we are now halfway through this race. Going to the line here. Lap 10. As we see, flat tire for Casey Kane. Into the wall goes Casey Kane, collecting Joey Logano. Caution is out. Once again, another playoff driver collected in this. As we see here in the replay of the incident, Joey Logano just had nowhere to go. Casey Kane had his tire going down just before the entrance of pit road. Nowhere for him to take his car there. Got into Logano there, and they both got into that collision. Already just this far into the race, tough break for playoff drivers. So we'll have 3 of them finishing outside of, for that matter, the top 30, as they'll be DNFing. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Harvick, Biffle, and Logano going into Charlotte next week. As we have the free pass going to Matt DiBenedetto. Once more, we had the choose rule coming into effect. Once again, the leader takes the inside line. Ryan Blaney making an interesting choice, going for the outside there. As we see, it looks like almost every single playoff driver has managed to work their way into the top 20. Green flag is out once more. We are on board here with Matt Kenseth. Let's see who can go through and win this race. Austin Dillon down the middle. Just hasn't been the race for him since that last restart. We see Matt Kenseth now pulling away from Tony Stewart and Clint Boyer, but Tony Stewart is going to try to make a run on the inside. He's trying to gain in here on Kenseth. He's going to try to pass him on the inside here as we have tire debris on the backstretch. Caution is out for large debris. As we saw, Tony Stewart had just made the pass on Matt Kenseth. As we see, it looks like that debris came out of the back of David Reagan. Looks like he will be able to continue in this race, though. As we have our track management coming out onto the track, taking care of that. Track maintenance, I mean. Bobby Labonte is your free pass driver, by the way. Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth will again be your front row. As we see every driver taking their choice of lines here. Here are your highlights of today's race. On lap 1, the chase began, and already just looking at this field, things have changed mightily since the beginning of the race. For instance, as we see here, on lap 3, the leader's wrecked, causing some playoff chaos. And then on lap 10, more chase implications happened as Casey Kane got a flat tire, went into the wall, collecting Joey Logano, who had nowhere to go with him. And then just now, some tire debris caused a caution as it was all over the track. Could have caused some serious damage had the caution not come out. Alright, once more, we are ready to get going once again. Green flag is out here at Dover. 3 laps to go. Will we have a caution? Will we stay green? Let's find out. So we see Tony Stewart's going to continue to lead this lap. Jimmy Johnson, ace here at Dover and won multiple races. It looks like he's going to try to gain on Tony Stewart here. Going into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Jimmy Johnson will lead this lap. Final lap here at Dover. Johnson and Stewart battling it out to the finish. Jimmy Johnson has cleared Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart looks like he's going to try to make one final run on the inside. He overdoes the corner. He hits into the wall. Jimmy Johnson is your winner at Dover. And that will put him through to the round of 12. Congratulations to winner Jimmy Johnson and his sponsors today on winning. Here's your replay of the final lap. As we see here, Jimmy Johnson managed to clear Tony Stewart going out of 1 and 2. Tony Stewart tried to make a run on the inside, but with Jimmy Johnson taking that lane, there was nothing he could do. Tried to go a little bit aggressive into the corner, and instead wound up pancaking the wall at the side of his car. Here are your official results. Top 5, Johnson, Stewart, Kins, Boyer, and Edwards. As we see here, further back in the field, drivers like Martin Fresh Jr., Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola managed to make their way through some of these lower tier drivers, and we had 4 DNFs today. Casey Kane, Joey Logano, Greg Biffle, Kevin Harvick rounding out the top 40. Here are your new round of 16 standings as we have Jimmy Johnson advancing to the next round, already locked in. And the 4 drivers that would currently be eliminated are Kyle Busch, Greg Biffle, Kevin Harvick, and Joey Logano. But there's a very fine points gap between them and all the drivers just above them. You see here are the best of the rest, the guys who did not make it to the playoffs. Starting to trickle down through the rest of the field here. We see a big points gap between 27 to 28, probably the largest throughout the field. And here's the bottom, Alex Bowen still at the bottom with 39 points, and Sullivan Reed Smith splitting the number 7 ride. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's race. Next race will be at the Charlotte Roval coming soon. Hope you all enjoyed this. Have a great day.